Hi guys, this is I don't feel like setting up my camera gear and slapping on makeup, but if you want to know what I look like if you're new, well, you saw the thumbnail. Sugar, a sweet, sweet substance that is made up of mostly sucrose. It's colorless or white when pure, is obtained from plants. It's a source of dietary carbohydrate and is used as a sweetener and preservative in other foods. Or put quite simply, my drug of choice. I love it. Cookies, cakes, and donuts, I want it all. But growing up on those things made it very hard to wean myself off as an adult. Till this day, I still hear a box of cookies whispering, "Eat us, eat all of us." Well, today we are talking about a woman who is giving her children a similar upbringing as many American children have, and she's been deemed the most unhealthiest mom, the worst mom, and a mom who doesn't give a poop about her children. Many are even saying that she is A-wording them through their extremely high sugar diet.
I stand on what I say and I'm gonna die on that hill. People are not grasping why people are saying that this is unacceptable. I don't feel, and it is not acceptable, and it shouldn't be, to just give your child the bare minimum.
And this was the video that started it all. Alexandra Sabol, 26, who's enthusiastically making her 1-year-old daughter breakfast. Oh yes, breakfast. Some would call it the most important meal of the day, where you should start it off with something that will keep you energized. And if you're in your adolescent years, ready to use that brain so you can learn the ways of the world and become a mentally stable and full functioning adult. Alexandra, whose other children are 7 and 4, tells Today.com that she started her TikTok account so her mom, who lives in Florida, would keep up with her grandchildren. Her food videos, however, were created in frustration. I kept seeing these pretty moms influencers who feed their kids organic food in pristine kitchens, and I felt alone. I wanted to make content for moms who feed their kids like I do. Or who aren't super skinny.
Well, here you go.
I wanted to be relatable and transparent as a mom, and therefore she started cooking not cooking, and therefore she started showing us how not skinny moms feed their kid with donuts. And this is why people flipped out. Not only did she feed them donuts, but then she gave her daughter applesauce to wash it all down as she stares into the camera and gives us the thumbs up. And in her head, she's saying, "That's right, people, I'm gonna give my kids the obesity just like me." This would go viral. Multiple people covered it, tons of people reacted, news stations. Today, people were so enamored, angry, confused that she gave her child donuts and applesauce. And I was shocked that it got so much hate. Did I get you? I wasn't shocked by what she was feeding her kids. I wasn't even fazed, to be completely honest, that she was starting off her children with at least 22 grams of sugar from the applesauce plus 14 grams of sugar from the donut at 6:30 in the morning, straight from the start. I was more shocked that it made people as angry as it did. And this content came from the country that I call home, America.
The American flag! It's the American flag!
With the rise of obesity in this country, I thought most people ate like this. I know I did when I didn't know any better. I was completely shocked that the headlines weren't calling out the people saying you're fat phobic and there's nothing wrong with sugar in breakfast because, well, this is what we've always done. Because sugar is good and this is America. The American breakfast usually consists of processed meats like bacon or sausage, scrambled eggs with tons of butter, and of course, pancakes, French toast, cereals, and lastly, donuts. That's right, cops, you know what I'm talking about. Actually, this is my normal breakfast now. People think that it's very, very odd, but the people that flipped out the most about my breakfast was when I posted it on TikTok. The same app that this woman got hate from her donuts, I got hate for a bowl of chicken and rice. I got flooded from people saying that I had problems, I was obsessed with my body, and that I clearly have an ED. It's a bowl of rice and chicken. It keeps me full, and pancakes just kind of make me want to eat all day, and as much as I love to eat, I don't really want to be obese. The video got reported so much that I think it got taken down. It was a weird time. Anyway, so I just thought it was crazy that on the same app, a woman feeding her kids a traditional American sugar-filled breakfast, a breakfast that our men in blue normally eat, was deemed the worst mom on TikTok. So I had to look more into it and of course tell you guys and see what's going on. Why did this get so much traction? According to the mom, she says that she gets hate because, well, she's obese. Well, that sounds very much like Amy Schumer, who we just covered, but I decided I wanted to see more of her content.
I injured myself trying to cut fries, so someone else had to do it.
Okay, thanks for telling us that. So this is Alexandra's main niche. She throws a plate at the camera and enthusiastically cooks it in front of America.
When you have extra money, let me ask you something. When they switch seasons on COD, how long did it take you to download that seasonal update on your PS4?
And I was reading many people's comments on the video that went viral, and some people were sticking up for her saying she doesn't eat like this every single day. And it is true, she doesn't eat like this every single day, but I did randomly click on this video and I thought it was funny that the first video that I clicked on, she's literally glug, 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 pouring out a massive amount of oils to deep fry french fries, then fry some hamburgers. And I know these are not 96% lean meat, I know the difference, and trust me, I taste the difference. These are full fat, full of real delicious beef goodness. I saw her make a more traditional breakfast as well.
Bread! Why you put it in the nail?
French toast.
Now I'm gonna leave most of my opinion until the end, but I was just very interested to see so many people chime in on this and have the take that they did. I think the most surprising one was Abby Sharp, someone that is known to have a more harsh take when it comes to people's diets, as she critiques them as her job. She's constantly saying that people have ED disorder behavior. In my ballet video, we covered her and she was saying that every ballet dancer has eating problems, every single one. They all have EDs because her mom had an ED. I've seen her be pretty harsh on people who undereat. So I thought she was gonna have a lot to say about an obese mom feeding her child a donut, but instead she said this.
Okay, I'm late to the party on Donut Gate, but I'm your LBS dietitian and I need to say my piece. Mom, you're doing a great job.
And that's crazy to me because I remember that ballet dancer who ate like salmon, nuts, granola, fruit, etc., and she said this is not acceptable, but starting the day with a donut.
Great job.
Instead of critiquing the amount of sugar in the donut, she says, well, other kids are starving, so you're doing better than that.
Your sweet girl here has been given some energy to start her day, and sadly, that is more than we can say for a lot of other kids. 1 in every 5 kids, or 13 million kids in America, are facing hunger, which means going to school and trying to learn with no breakfast at all.
I mean, I guess she's not wrong. You are doing better than people who are starving. Anyway, after the, well, at least she's not starving point, she compares traditional breakfast sugar intake to the 3 donuts, and this is pretty much the same point that I made with the beginning of this video.
3 powdered donuts have 14 grams of sugar. A cup of Honey Nut Cheerios has basically the same amount, and a pack of Fig Newtons have even more.
It was interesting though to see Abby Sharp, who's very, very sharp when it comes to pointing out EDs on the opposite spectrum, but said nothing about feeding a 1-year-old child this amount of sugar straight from the beginning. So you know me, or maybe if you're new, you don't, but I have a problem of being very nosy and constantly looking things up. So I got curious, especially as someone who grew up with a breakfast like this. How bad is this? Are we freaking out for no reason, or is this completely fine, especially at such a young age? Is this an optimum breakfast that will keep me energized through the day? Is she really doing a great job like Abby says? I just gotta know. So I found this. There's no guideline limit for children under 4 years of age, but it's recommended that they avoid sugar-sweetened drinks and foods with added sugar. Now, the Agriculture and Department of Health jointly published recommendations in December that infants and toddlers under 2 should consume no processed sugar. So 2 different statements that go from 0 to avoid if you can and proceed with caution. Then my interest was piqued. So what happens when a child consumes too much sugar? When a child consumes too much sugar, they are at risk of obesity and other chronic diseases such as diabetes, heart disease, and cancer. Additionally, it can contribute to complications associated with excess weight.
New research finds childhood obesity rates are getting worse.
So as there's no guideline to how much added sugar a child should be eating, for kids over the age of 2, it follows as the adult recommendation, 25 grams of added sugar a day. That's 2 tablespoons. And this woman's daughter started off right in the morning with around 20 grams of sugar. I don't watch Abby very much, but whenever I do, I get the sense that she caters more toward a body positive audience, which means you kind of steer away from talking about the dangers of obesity and just stick to the dangers of not eating at all, because then your audience will agree with you, and in America that it's clearly the bigger problem. But let's talk about the obese parents. A child with one obese parent has a 50% chance of being obese. When both parents are obese, that skyrockets to 80% chance of being obese. So then I just got very curious. What happens when you are just obese or you're eating a high amount of sugar, because you can still be thin and eating sugar, when you're pregnant?
For 362-pound Melba Bunyan, being morbidly obese and pregnant is a struggle every minute of every day.
There was a study that found in animal and human evidence that maternal sugar intake during pregnancy may impact neonatal and childhood metabolism, taste perception, and the obesity risk.
Every step that I walk is like walking up a mountain.
To top it off, Melba is a type 2 diabetic.
Emerging evidence also suggests that both maternal and paternal preconception sugar intakes are linked to offspring metabolic outcomes. Like I said, I don't watch Abby. I'm not even an Abby hater. I have nothing against her. I know many people have strong feelings toward her, but it was just interesting because I've used clips of hers, seen clips of hers, heard her opinions on people's diets before, and she's usually super nitpicky, but for this, she just threw this woman an A+, just like Alexandra threw that plate at her face when she cut her daughter's donuts with a spoon.
And you shaming this mom for her parental choice is not going to do anything to improve the health of that child.
Well, you're wrong. There's a video of her girlfriend making a seemingly healthier meal that many people praised her for. And like I said, seemingly, but if you look closely and read labels, there's actually quite a bit of sugar in this whole thing, which makes me think, and brings us to my final opinion, that they are just super uneducated individuals.
Changing this obesity problem among children is going to really have to involve getting their parents educated and involved as well, because otherwise it seems like you're accusing them of being poor parents if their children are unhealthy.
Honestly, I'm still getting slapped in the face by hidden sugar. You guys, just this morning I read the label of my gummy vitamins that I look forward to every single day, and there's 9 grams of sugar in 3 small gummies. What the hell? It's so hard to remember to read labels, and I know these people are not thinking of sugar when they're making their kids food. I mean, this lady just looks done with life, and now that we're seeing the girlfriend who is also obese looking like she's also just done. I don't like what she said in that article when she got interviewed. She kind of gave the impression that I want to show TikTok what kind of the real moms give their kids, the moms that just don't have time to feed their kids a certain way. I definitely think that's got blown out of proportion. And I did go through a bunch of her other videos, and she is kind of trying, I guess. It just looks like she's uneducated when it comes to this, because many of the foods she's making or how she's making them, I was doing the exact same thing. I do have to say, as someone who was allowed to eat whatever she wanted, I wish my parents did a better job of monitoring my food, because if her kids are eating this much sugar just from that young age, it is a teeth-pulling experience to get out as an adult. I am still struggling. Anyway, thank you so much for coming to this low edit video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to hit the subscribe button. You will probably see my face in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.
Wake up, honey, I made you breakfast. Fresh coffee and bagels too. A new day is waiting for us. We got lots of fun stuff to do. Let's go to the zoo and feed the monkeys. I can lend them your baseball cap. Let's make the day a barrel of fun. Growing up is just a trap.